Once upon a time, in a cozy little cottage on the edge of the village, lived a fluffy white cat named Whiskers. Whiskers was no ordinary cat, for she loved to explore. Every day, she would sit by the window, eyes wide with wonder, watching birds and butterflies dance in the garden. Whiskers' human family loved her dearly and took good care of her. But Whiskers longed for adventure beyond the garden gate. One starry night, as the moonlight streamed through the window, Whiskers' curiosity got the best of her. "Tonight's the night for an adventure," she thought, her green eyes sparkling with excitement. With a gentle nudge, she pushed open the slightly ajar window and leaped gracefully into the moonlit garden. "What wonders await me outside?" she pondered as she landed softly on the grass. The cool night air tickled her whiskers, and Whiskers couldn't help but purr with delight. She trotted along the garden path, pausing only to chase a few fireflies. Soon she reached the end of the garden, where the world outside beckoned with promises of excitement. Whiskers wiggled her little nose and stepped out into the unknown. She walked and walked, past towering trees and rustling bushes, until she reached a bubbling brook. "How delightful!" Whiskers exclaimed, swatting at the water's edge. She watched the silver fish swimming to and fro, wondering if they were as curious about her as she was about them. Feeling confident, Whiskers continued her journey. She discovered a meadow filled with flowers, their sweet scents wrapping around her like a comforting hug. In the distance stood a tall oak tree, with a friendly-looking squirrel chattering away in its branches. "Hello there," Whiskers called up. "Have you been on adventures too?" The squirrel, whose name was Skip, scampered down to chat. "Oh yes, I've seen many things from up high. If you'd like, I can show you around," he offered, twitching his bushy tail. Whiskers agreed gladly, and together they explored the meadow, the squirrel teaching her about the stars and the secret paths of the woodland creatures. As the night wore on, Whiskers started feeling a tiny flicker of homesickness. She remembered the cozy basket back home, and the gentle hands of her family, who always had treats and cuddles waiting. "I should head back," Whiskers said finally with a yawn. "Thank you for showing me your world, Skip." With Skip's guidance, Whiskers found her way back to the brook, then to the edge of her garden. Jumping back through the window, she returned home just as the first rays of dawn began to peek over the horizon. Safe and sound, Whiskers nestled into her favorite spot, dreaming of her night's adventure and planning all the stories she'd tell to her family in the morning. And from that day on, Whiskers cherished every moment in her garden, knowing that her own backyard had plenty of adventures just waiting to be discovered. So whenever the night brought a twinkle to Whiskers' eyes, she knew she had the heart of an explorer, ready for whatever the world might offer, inside or outside the garden gate. The end.